this pen. All right? Make sure you tell them, this pen. Dude going outside out of this packing shit.
That's how you was running last time?
Yeah. That's it, that's what he did last night. Yo!
He didn't let go. I thought he was gonna let go of this one, close himself out. Make sure it's closed. Hey, you closed it? Why is that so?
It's not soap.
Oh, it's
No, it's soapy. With the bleach you can use, you get that soap.
really?
Yeah.
That's why it's slippery.
It's dry, but it's just like the soap.
It's just so that's why I've been slipping the past couple weeks, and you're slipping so. Yeah, we were legit. We call it this. We try to phone out.
No, you shouldn't. All right, good Thursday evening. We are back. Scorpion headquarters for our Thursday YouTube session of the day. Okay, we have invited Mr. Evan Vasquez once again. We were excited and happy what a good job he did last week. And today he's going to go over some tilts from the top. So they're going to warm up. And then when they're ready, Evan's going to take over and show you a good class. So I hope you guys enjoy. Get a good warm up, get a good stretch, break the sweat, and then go to work. All right?
Wow. Watch, we have the snacks one. I'm just waiting for it.
You're gonna do the one you roll through? You can't do the one you do now. You gotta do the old one. You can't come. Or you produce.
Come on, Nick.
I don't have science. Listen.
What back?
What is that called?
So now that we warmed up, I'm gonna start with some shadow wrestling, 2 to 3 minutes.
Healthy.
Watermelon and kiwi.
We got watermelon and kiwi on, no popcorn.
Now that we're warmed up a little, get a little stretch in, another 2 to 3 minutes. Stretch everything loose, bridges, stretch the legs, shoulders, back. Shots. So we got that, warmed up, stretched out a little bit. Now we're gonna do just a little movement, just a little 2 shots each, no finish. Just get the legs warmed up, everything else warmed up. We're just doing this again just to loosen up the body even more. All right, gonna be doing a little bit of top today. Just some tilts on top, variations of them. Some transitions after your tilt, after you get your back points. First one we're gonna start with is the Texas tilt, or row through, some people call it. We're gonna be starting on our top and bottom. So for our tilt, we wanna get a 2-on-1 on this hand, this arm, or this arm, depending what side you're gonna start on. So I'm gonna be riding his left side. So we're gonna chop. It's just one of the many ways to get his hand in and grab it. So we're gonna chop, and we're gonna bump him in the butt with our knee. We're gonna be using our back knee, the one that's up. We're gonna chop and bump to bring this arm in. We're gonna go here, push forward, chop, get that arm in. So chop, bump, now we got this arm. We're gonna be catching it with our opposite side. See how I'm chopping and bumping and then catching it with this opposite hand on this other side? And we wanna pull that real tight, so we wanna make him almost tight waist himself here. So now that we got this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that arm that we chopped with and push it right here on his elbow. Just like this, we're gonna make a little cup. We're gonna push it right here on his elbow, and we're gonna take our elbow and we're gonna tuck it in between his leg, right here on his knee. So we're going here, chop, bump, bring it in, grab, and we're gonna pull this arm. Make sure you pull it really tight. It makes rolling through a lot easier. So we're gonna go here, tuck this arm in, and then we're gonna tuck our head right here on his stomach. Just tuck his head in, and we're gonna roll through, and then we're gonna get this bottom leg up. It stops him from rolling that way, so I try to go that way. See how I'm holding him up? Also, when you try rolling that way, this arm that we cup with, you could pull it back. See how I switch from here to here? So you try rolling that way, roll, and pull him back into me. And if you want to start scooting back, scoot. We're gonna follow him. We're gonna use this bottom leg just to follow and keep his butt on top of our lap. So we're gonna go here, chop, bump, grab, pull this tight, tuck our elbow in, tuck our head in, roll through over here, make sure this knee's up. As you're rolling through, you're posting this knee to stop him, because if you don't post it early enough, he's just gonna roll through. We gotta start all over again. So you're here, this knee's posted, and then if his leg's on top of my top leg over here, we could use this to elevate.
Guys, make sure that leg is up, because if that leg is down, they can hop over sometimes and post up. That's cops. My coach just told me. So make sure that leg's up so you can't go over. That's another thing to keep in mind.
And with any move on top, you don't want space. And especially with tilts here, you don't want any space when you're turning him. So we're turning, going through, and we want to stay tight. See how there's no space between me and Tyler here? It gives him no room to wiggle out. Let's see on the other side. For those of you guys that ride righty, so you're gonna be chopping with your right arm, bumping with your left knee. So chop, bump, and we're gonna be catching with that opposite hand. And the same thing we did on the other side. You're gonna cup, tuck your elbow in, tuck your head in, roll through, and then you're posting that leg and elevating this leg.
So on this, he's pulling this arm that has his wrist, and he's also pulling this one down. So like his arm is both going the same way.
You're like seatbelting him
Yeah.
down to the mat. So you can't go up, you can't go left, you can't go right, you can't go back. Chop, bump, grab, cup, tuck, roll through. Gonna do this a couple times both ways. Wanna go time?
Guys, just remember in mind that if you guys, so this is not like a pain move. This is mostly a back points move. So like get quick back points, and then you can let them belly again and then do it again. But it's not really a pinning move. Like arm bar is a pinning move, but we'll show that at the end how to transition to a pinning move after you get your back points. Yeah. Push his elbow in the bar. Tuck your head in. Close.
And there's no like excuses that your guy's bigger than you, so you can't roll through or anything like that. I'm almost 50 pounds heavier than Tyler, and he's still holding on to me. He's tucking his body in. I'm on top of his waist, his knees up. He's elevating with the other leg. On the other side. We'll do this one. Same one with Texas. We'll grab the leg and then your transition. So we're just gonna keep alternating a couple of times back and forth. Just get used to the motion. It's really important that you hold on to this wrist when you chop, because if I roll through and I let go, you're just bringing your opponent on top of you. I mean, it's just not gonna end well there.
It's good to have that wrist too, because if I roll through and this guy just puts his weight down and doesn't let him go through, this having this wrist, you can get back up, you can pull yourself back up. If you don't have this wrist, like that. Yeah, lay flat. And like you're under him, and you got that, and you get back up. Yeah. And you're under him, and you let go of his wrist, and it's gonna post and come over. So make sure you hold that wrist, because then you can recover, and then you can change it to a different move.
Just keep alternating both sides, because you don't know when you're gonna have to switch it up. Just from experience, I think one of the hardest parts just for new people to learn this, is posting this knee up when you roll through. A lot of people roll this way, and it falls parallel to me when you want them to be perpendicular. You want it to be an X and not two straight lines. To fix that, you just gotta really make sure you tuck your body into his on that roll. When you're standing here parallel with him, the result is gonna be parallel, but once you tuck in and you almost form a T here, you're gonna end up in a T. Just don't be afraid to tuck your head in and tuck your elbow in. He has nothing to grab on. So if I'm here on Tyler, there's nothing for him to grab onto. I mean, unless he wants to use that other hand, he's just gonna fall. There's no base hit for him. So as long as you keep this wrist tight and tuck this elbow in, you're safe right here. And then roll through it, and you land in a T. Probably a little more fast now. Next one. That's gonna go one more time and then we'll go to the next one. So the next one we're gonna do is based off of the same motion. We're gonna do a chop and bump, but we're just gonna change up what we do with this hand, the elbow hand. So we're here, we chop, bump, right? We got this wrist here. We're still gonna do the same thing. We're gonna pull really tight. We're gonna tuck our head in, but instead of grabbing this here, we're gonna fish our hand right here under his thigh. Just so you see where it ends, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna have this as a hook. So now if Todd tries to turn towards the camera, I pull him back this way. And if he tries to turn towards me, I have this wrist, I pull him back this way. But everything's the same. Our knees gonna be based, our legs elevated still just in case, and we're staying tight and we don't want space on top. So it's all the same motion, chop, bump, but instead of tucking this elbow, we're gonna tuck it between his legs. It's literally the same thing. Just don't touch his elbow, just go for his leg this time. So here, pop right through his legs. As you're rolling through, you're weaving your hand in between his leg, and now you have a hook. He wants to go one way, I pull him one way. He wants to go the other way, I pull him the other way with this wrist. Okay. After this. Okay. From the other side, chop right, bump with your left leg. So we chop. On this chop, it's also very important. You don't want to have your hand out here or your hand up here on his chest. Yeah. It's a tight waist chop. It makes grabbing his wrist and pulling his hand in a lot easier. I don't know why, but it just works like that. So when I tight waist him, I chop, bump. There's my wrist. It's right here. It falls right into my hand. Pulling with this hand. It's all the same thing. We're tucking our head, we're tucking our elbow, but instead of touching his elbow, we're touching his leg. And we're rolling through. Scoop it. He wants to turn one way, I pull him. Wants to turn the other way, I pull him. And we're staying tight. Our bottom knee's up, our left leg's up, just in case. And we're getting our back points here. When you're doing these top moves, try to do both sides. It's gonna come in handy when you get older, more experienced, with more experienced wrestlers. Switching it up confuses them a little bit. So what I like to do is I like to go one side, one the other side, and then let my partner go.
On this move, it's pretty much about timing too, because like, so when you bump him and you have his arm and you're going for that leg, you can't really get it when he's on his base still. So you have to get it midway rolling, and then you also don't want to get it when it's too late, when he's already on his back, because then he's just gonna flop right back to him. So while he's rolling, you want to catch it. If I let him just roll through, it's just gonna roll through because I don't have his wrist to hold him back too. Because then I don't have my post, but he can just roll over my post. So I mean, how his elbow. So it's good to be about timing when while he's going through, grab that leg. Just don't wait too long. Boom, here. While I'm rolling, I catch that leg. Hold it here. Sometimes he's pretty big, so sometimes if my opponent, I'll grab his wrist too. At the same time. It makes it out. It's about preference. So whatever you feel is comfortable for you.
You mean you'll grab the guy's elbow?
So I'll show you one more time when I grab the elbow. So on the side, on the right side, so I bump here. I'll pull his arm through far. Give me some space to tuck in. And so you guys can see, I'll grab his elbow to secure it. It's just mine, it's comfortable for me. So if you guys just try it out and see if it works for you. Juice. Do yours first. Yeah. That's yours. We're gonna wait a little bit, see if there's any questions, and then we'll move on to the next move. So, let's see if anyone asks these questions. 5 people on. So the next move we're gonna do, if there's not any questions, is a pry tilt. It's the same thing, bumping, but instead of pushing that elbow or grabbing that leg, it's like
We're gonna weave our hand in between his elbow. We're gonna apply pressure with our forearm.
So you
Because
put
your forearm here is a bone. All this right here is a bone. We want to use this bone and we're going to push it on his forearm. So we're going over here, chop. We're going to do the same thing, but we're putting pressure here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Like this. So we're going to go here. We're going to weave it in between. And we want to take this bone right here and we want to dig it into his forearm.
You guys want to see, the goal is to reach your hand on the side of your thigh right here. That makes it pressure go into his forearm.
So this one's a little different. We're not gonna roll through this one. We're just gonna, it's like a cheetah. We're just gonna sit to the side and pull our opponent on top of us, I guess you could say, but not literally. So I'm gonna go here, and it's called pry tilt because you're prying his elbow down here. You're prying his elbow down so his body goes like this. So right here, we're gonna pull this, pry it here, get our hand outside. And what I like to do is I like to put my knee right here blocking his knee, because then he can't knee slide forward out of the way. We're gonna go here, pry, knee, block his knee, and sit him. We're still ending in this same T formation with my bottom leg up and my top leg elevated to keep him here. You want to keep this elbow tight, just like the last two moves, and you want to keep this tight here. So when he goes to his left, I pull him back with this way, and when he goes towards me, I pull him back with this pry. When you get your opponent on his back, using your hands are like levers. So if he wants to go one way, I'm going to use this hand to pull him back towards me. If he wants to go the other way, I'm going to use my other hand to pull him back towards me. You have to make use of all your hands. That's why you have two of them. Chop, bump, same thing. Pull this, pry this. Use that bone right here and dig it right into his forearm. Get your hand outside, block his knee, and sit. Same thing on the other side. Tight waist chop and bump. So now we're pulling with this hand, our left hand, and we're gonna dig our right hand in. Take that same bone right there on your wrist, dig it into his forearm, block with his knee, and pry it down. Take this hand, your pry hand, try to get it outside his leg, and you're just gonna sit. And you're pulling your seatbelt on him again, so you're pulling this down and pulling this down. Now I can't move. Same thing with the other moves, just gonna do both sides and then alternate. Some bone arms.
No, I'm trying. I like drawing mine into tricep.
It's my bicep. I don't know, triceps up here.
I don't know what I'm trying to do.
When Tyler does this, he really digs his bone and his elbow into my bicep all the way down to my forearm. All this he covers. I'll show you right now.
Yeah, so I'll go move forward. I'll get that. Instead of just going straight up, I'll turn to the side a little bit, like I'm doing like I'm reaching for a call, but I'm turning, and I'll like turn my elbow towards his bicep, and I'll just like do a curl, pretty much a curl, and put my elbow into it.
So he's rotating his wrist. I don't know if you guys can see it, but he's going like this. And say I'm on his left side, he's going like this. So he's going from here to here. So he's rotating his wrist and he's digging his whole arm into my whole arm. So on the other side, it would be the opposite. So your left side this way and your right side this, like you're giving someone a thumbs down, but you're making a fist. Back up. Go. There you go.
I'm really going forward. Look over here. I get the arm. I turn my thumb down a little bit, as much as you can. I step outside and put.
When you turn your wrist down, he's using this whole, if you just go like this, there's a whole bone right here and then your elbow, and he's digging this part right here into this part of my body.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the other side now. Forward, chop, here, thumbs down. Eye forward. Then you got your toe.
It's not comfortable at all. It's like you're just rubbing a hard piece of something onto a muscle, and it's just not comfortable. So he's taking this bone with nothing there, because it's just straight bone right here, and he's digging it right into my muscle right here, and it's uncomfortable for your opponent. Jerk.
Oh, go ahead, I'll find it. That's all I got trained my shins. it.
This one feels better than this one. Like just like twos.
Bump forward, chop. Here. Thumbs down. Here. I pretty much just shift my weight on his side and make him carry it on one side. And that's the side that is not, doesn't have nothing to post, but he just falls right over.
No, my pants don't tie tight enough.
Yeah, show yourself. A bubble forward. A bubble forward. I get that pride. And I go here and I literally just push my right knee into him, right next to his knee, and I'll just fall over. And then you got your pride tip right there. And I hope you don't see that one. Questions? Anyone got any questions? So, let me take a break now. Yeah. So we're gonna take a break right now, water break. We'll be right back.
Mics. Oh, bro, you're ugly. Don't sit too close to the camera. How do you tell any people?
7.
How?
Oh, 8.
I told you I wanted to watch.
Tell
Tell her watch. Tara watch too. How can you tell?
who's in here.
No, how do you tell any people are watching?
It's like right by the time.
Oh,
But they don't want to see your face like that in the
I
camera.
couldn't see it. It was me. I could run.
Who the hell? Ryan's in here. But let me see some tilts.
I told you.
Alright, so now we're gonna do
Tight waist.
tight waist tilt. Watch it. He shows. He gonna show us.
Our tight waist tilt. It's pretty much what it sounds like.
It's pretty much you want to use this tilt when you want to get like quick back points. When you're like down and you're on top, and you want to get a quick 2 points, tie it up, or even 3 points to win the match. Yeah. So you just want to use this real quick.
So for my tight waist tilt, there's different variations of it. I just like going a simple tight waist and chop. So I like bringing everything into my body, into his body. I like doing the same thing with our pride tilt when we're just sitting to the side, we're blocking his knee, and we're just not falling to our hip, but we're elevating him on top of us and elevating our bottom leg. So I like doing my chop and bump, but I dig this tight waist deeper on my chop and bump. So this hand on his stomach, I chop and bump and dig it deeper. See how tight I am here? I almost want to try to grab his hip. His hip's like a bone right here, and that's something to grab onto. But if I grab onto there's nothing to grab onto here. If I grab his hip, I got something to grab onto, squeeze him a little bit. So right here, we chop and we squeezed. I like blocking I'm gonna do the same thing. This tight waist hand acts the same thing as just like the last couple moves. It's a lever. So if he wants to turn away from me, I'm using this tight waist to pull him back into me. If he wants to turn into me, I'm using this chopped hand to pull him down, and we're squeezing him down to the mat. Like Tyler said, this is a quick move. Get 2 simple back points, get 3 back points to win a match. There's 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left. You need something quick.
Tyler, you did a really good job. Nightclub. Nightclub.
Who's that?
Tyler, you this. Tyler, you this.
Little times.
Nightclub.
So just do it again. We're gonna chop, get this tight waist. Take my tight waist deep. Close this gap. See how my hips, it's just, I don't know if you guys noticed the last couple ones. When you're on top, I say it multiple times, but you want no space. This guy on bottom wants space. That's how he gets out. I want no space, so I'm gonna ride him like a tick. Here, tight. My tight waist is tight. My elbow is tucked into mine. Block his knee. We're flying to the side. We're still elevating this bottom leg and lifting this right one. Do you do it different than me?
Yeah, way different. Mine's more painful.
Same thing on the other side. Chop, tight waist, bring this elbow in, block his knee, and you go into the side.
Alright, so mine, I like when my guy's flat when I do a tight waist tilt, and I drive him forward, right with that shoulder. So I'll show you now. Go back a little bit. Go back. So I'm here. You have to figure out a way to bring him down and get that tight waist at the same time. So you have multiple ways to do it. First, you got the regular chop when he did. So chop him down, sink this in. Oh wait, same thing when he said you want to get that hip, right? And then you also have a spiral ride to bring him down. Spirals.
I'll turn.
I'm gonna turn this. So first spiral ride. First spiral ride on. So your tight waist hand is going to his inside of his thigh, and you're like same thing, like prying it open, opening it up so he twists his hips, right? So I'll show it real quick. You're moving, and your tight waist hand, you're going to his thigh and prying it open. We're gonna face this way. Now we're gonna show what the hand on the elbow does.
When he puts his hand on my thigh, it's like taking away a leg of the table. So like here, I'm strong, I have 4 legs. Once he does this and he pries my leg open, now I have 3 legs. And then you'll see the next one, he's gonna take away another leg of the table. Okay, so
So you guys already know this, the tight waist goes to the inside of the thigh, and then the elbow just goes inside the elbow. Watch. So you can line it up. I like lining it up like this, where my so instead of lining it up like this and grabbing like your
when you're grabbing the elbow with your thumb facing you, it's easier to chop and bring that elbow in if you want to slide down or grab his wrist and do a head lever. When you're cupping it with your thumb out, it's when you want to do quick. Yeah, it's when you want to do quick movements and do your spiral ride or your claw.
it's better to get under when you have your thumb down. So I'll have my thumb down, right? I'm going right by his right by his elbow, because like I don't want to go by his wrist, because you're not gonna bring that up, and you don't want to go by here, because that's also a strong part. So you want to go right by his elbow, which is like the weakest part of it. You control his whole arm. I got stuck. And then the other. So I pried this thigh open. This arm goes to his elbow, and this is up. So you want to bring it all the way up above his head. Well, you're gonna try to. But you're not gonna do it, because then the guy will finish. But So you're trying to just bring that elbow to his head. So I'm gonna show it. This arm goes to the tight waist arm goes to the inside of the thigh. The elbow arm goes inside his elbow. And you're lifting this arm above his head and prying this one open and running your feet, driving forward and knocking him down like a twist.
So like you took away two legs of the table. Now I'm stuck here with my arms like this, and he's also running my whole body this way. On that spiral ride that Tyler's doing, you notice that he's not afraid to go out to the side because nothing bad's gonna happen there.
And you're blocking his elbow already, so he can't reach back to grab your legs or anything.
Yeah, because I'm like this, and there's nothing to do. I can't reach back. I'm not gonna reach back with this arm because now I have nothing. Just can't be afraid to go out to the side. There's nothing there to grab with this arm because my arm's up here, and I'm so worried on bottom about holding my base and like trying to defend this spiral ride that I'm not really worried about grabbing his leg or trying to get on top of him at that time.
Alright, so we're gonna show my tight waist up. So I'm gonna go back a little bit because I dropped from over there. So I'm breaking down. We're gonna do chop. I showed you I like to chop because I already have this. I don't want to be here and then transition back. So I'm already at the waist already. I just gotta stick my arm in deeper. So a bump forward, chop, sink this arm in, and your arm that's was on the elbow is sucking it in, and you're driving pretty much more forward. And once he starts giving up, that's when you go. So I'll run my feet, my feet running like you're in football, and don't go until he gives up. You try to keep pushing him until he gives up. So he just lost it.
Go on to save 10 seconds.
Yeah, so then you're in the tight waist what he showed. This elbow's up, the tight waist like he told us. You can't turn right, you can't turn left. You're just holding him here. This leg is up. That's very important. And that's it.
When he's driving like a flat, I'm not gonna do that. No. When he's driving, his feet are running. Since his arm is back here, he's running my whole body towards my neck. So he's running this whole part of my body right here, and there's nowhere for this guy to go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you like the opponent's gonna be like, he's gonna be driving forward, and he can't take anymore, so he's gonna turn his body, and then that's when you roll over and then.
Yeah, as soon as he opens up his hip, he leaves himself vulnerable to get turned.
I'm gonna do it one more on this side, and I'll do the other side. Show both sides. Chop, right? Sink it in, chop them more. Run your feet, and here. There you go. Other side. I'm gonna elbow chop, bring them forward, tight waist. Here, make sure you tuck this elbow in, so then you can drive him right over that arm, right over that elbow. You drive, yeah. He turns over, he gives up. Then you get going for back points. Going for back points real quick. Going for back. I'm not gonna feel it.
There's my case in that. Nothing hurts the case. That's, your face is all red.
It feels weird. I'm fine with it. But Carlos does it.
Carlos is the worst.
Nah, you're trying to turn and he'll just hold you there. You'd be like this, and you just
No, you'll just go like this.
yeah. You won't let you turn over. You try to go to your back.
I know you're like this trying to go, and you just keep thinking.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Transition.
Okay.
We're gonna do each person's gonna go two more times, or one on each side. So one more time, one more set. Chop it. Here, get the tight waist. Right there, right there. Hey. You in position? You are. After that, it is I.
Oh, jerk. I'm turning over and you're still driving.
You know, like Carlos said, inflict the pain.
Yeah, what Pete said.
Yeah, you're gonna get hungry.
I don't get pain. I take pain. That's you. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it does.
That's what
It does hurt.
it doesn't hurt.
It feels weird. On my shoulder. Your shirt slides, that's why. Mine are like this. It doesn't move.
Smooth silicone right there.
You know why? Because coatism had his shoulders last week.
Crack those stink. That crack those stink. So now we're gonna do transitions from the Texas tilt. So like you get your quick back points and you want to pin them or even get more back points, you switch off to a transition. So you got we're running low, so I'm gonna just show you some moves. We don't have the drum, but I'm gonna show you how to get there. So same thing, but we did it before. Here you get your roll through tip. You roll through, right? You get that headed. You hold them here for your back points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 back points. So now you got a couple. You can get a ball and chain in here. So he rolls through. Go slow. This arm that was on the elbow that was holding him down goes in between his legs, and you're pushing this wrist to your other wrist, and he's gonna belly down, and then you have a couple moves from here.
On that wrist exchange, you're not letting go of it and just hoping you catch it with the other hand. Like Tyler said, make sure you give it off to your other hand, like a
you're just
handoff.
passing it off. So I'm gonna show that one more time, and I'll show you some moves from there. So, going forward, I get the wrist, I go through. Here, I hold on the back foot. I transition, look, I'm passing it off. I won't let go of this wrist until I have this arm. So I'm not going like this and then grabbing it. If you guys can see, yeah, you can see. So I'm grabbing it first and then letting it go. Your belly's down. That's when you put because you make sure you get that arm. The leg down too. Get that leg down because then you can't belly. With that, you get a good form on your tilt because if you can't belly. So get that leg down, your belly's down. Then you have a couple moves from here. We're gonna back up and then I'll show you some moves from here.
As he's belting down, you're pulling that hand that you first had the wrist with, you're sliding it out. So as he's bellying, you're rolling with him and you're pulling your arm out. Because if you leave it under there, the guy's just gonna lay on top of it and you're just stuck with a ball and chain and a wrist underneath.
So here, same thing. Ow! Why do you do that?
My hair was in my face, I can't see.
You know, on top of you.
I know, but you didn't go. Look, that's how you were like. And then you just jump on. Don't just jump on. Don't tie.
Okay, so the belly's down. I get the ball and chain. Pass off the hands. And make sure you cover his hips here. You don't want to just cover his hips and get out. Make sure you hold his wrist hard too. So you cover his hips, right? I'm holding his wrist really hard because if I don't hold his wrist, there's no point. The move, they're gonna just get out, get back to his base. You can restart everything. So you got the fish hook here. Sink this arm through. Get this is where you get another set of back points. Put your elbow right into his back. I'm not gonna do it hard.
It's right into his kidney.
Yeah, his back, yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
Right to his back, like you're doing a curl, because this arm is stopping it, so like you're making it even harder. So you're putting, inflict some pain, but I'm not gonna do it so hard. So get that elbow into his back, curl it. He gives up, bring it back. Here, this leg is up, hold there. Be careful that way. Be careful this way. My arm. Make sure you don't pin yourself here. Here. Turn. Alright, so see how my back is very close to the back. You don't want to lay here. Make sure you're facing him, watching. So make sure you're facing right into his head, facing him. That at least one shoulder's up. Make sure you be safe. Make sure that shoulder's high. Don't keep it close, because knowing someone, they're gonna push into you a little bit, and then you're gonna get pinned. Make sure you're facing up a lot. Right? Okay, so that's one transition. Alright, we're gonna show that again. Here I'm gonna go fast until we get to that position. So here, now, get that ball and chain. So now we got the helicopter, where he fights this down. He won't give that up, even though you're putting your elbow into his back. I'm not gonna do it hard again. So he's not giving up. He's bringing that shoulder down. You want to face his toes, huh?
His legs hurt.
Yeah, face his feet, face his legs. Don't face this way. It's not gonna work.
You'll break your neck.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. So make sure you face the other way. You're doing like a Grammy, but you're pulling him over. So make sure you don't let go of the arm, because then you're gonna be in danger. So if I just do a Grammy and not let go of the arm, it's gonna be bad news bears right there.
Also with this, it's using your opponent's momentum. You just don't want to do it like, say I'm not fighting this down this way. I'm just like sitting here. I'm just hoping for something to happen. Don't hit this, because you're gonna get stuck flipping over. So flipping gets stuck, just like he just did. He's just gonna flip, and he's gonna get stuck there.
Yeah, but make sure you guys hold on to his arm, because you can always recover from here. Don't let go of it and panic. Just recover. Alright.
So once this bottom guy's fighting, he's fighting down. He doesn't want to give up that tilt on that side. So I'm fighting.
You Grammy, you almost doing a Grammy facing his legs. So you Grammy, roll your shoulders, pull him over. Same thing, face his head, make sure that shoulder's up. This leg is coasting, so it doesn't roll. Hold him here, get your back point again. Alright, so we're gonna show, I got one more. Instead of getting back point, we're gonna pin him here into a bar from the ball and chain.
On that helicopter kick, you're using your momentum of your legs kicking over him. To get yourself and him over. So as you're kicking, as you're facing him, you're kicking. You gotta use your momentum of your legs. They're one of the strongest parts of your body, so use them and roll yourself through with them.
Alright, so last one right here is the bar. So you get your pin instead of getting back point. You want to finish this guy. So here, bring him down. Hold here for your back points. Get the ball and chain. He goes down. You're here, right? Okay, now you want to pin him. You want to pin this guy. You want to get the match over with. Your free arm that was holding your free arm, it's gonna sink in like you're doing a fish hook again or a helicopter, whatever you want. But instead of going only wrist deep, you're going elbow deep. Going elbow deep, right? And you want to pull this up. Pull it up, create enough space, right? Make sure you don't just keep it flat. You then go out, right? So make sure you hold it tight.
Curl it.
Curl it, yeah. Hold it. The free arm that was holding the wrist, the ball and chain wrist, is gonna sink in. Sink in, then you have the bar. You can either run it, right? So here, I'm running it. Make sure you run it towards the shoulder, not over his head, because you're gonna roll. So
We'll run it. Hold on. You want to run it, actually, all right, this is what everybody does when you're younger. You're taught to run it around his head, is what you want to do. So Tyler's going to run around his head.
Get that piercing.
And on this flip, just so you guys know, what I'm doing is I'm tucking that wrist that he has, and I'm tucking it in, and I'm using his momentum with my arm, and I'm driving my shoulder, just this little bump, and I'm driving it over him. So, yeah.
I thought you were on a diet.
So,
So what? Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna show it one more time, and then. So
This is the right way.
I'm back.
So this is the right way how to do it.
Okay.
Running your head around does work sometimes, but when you have more of a experienced guy, an advanced wrestler, he's gonna know to tuck his elbow in and pop you through. So this is the way. This is the easiest way to get it, and there's no what's it called? Consequences for it.
So get that fish. Well, get that elbow all the way in. Pull it up. You're curling it. Make sure it doesn't fall out. Step. Get this arm elbow deep. Make sure you have that arm bar tight. Run it over his shoulder. Whatever you want to do, block that elbow or grab the wrist. I like grabbing the wrist or get that underhook on that shoulder. Run it across his elbow diagonal. I mean his shoulder. Run it across the shoulder diagonal.
Like
Put
a half.
Yeah. Put pressure on that shoulder so you're gonna come. Make sure you cover the hips too, so you're gonna come up a lot. So here, I'm gonna drive my feet right over. Bring this shoulder, the shoulder I have the R bar in, is going right into his ear. That's where you go. So you try and bring that elbow to shoulder into his ear, drive, and then get it back. I think you almost just missed. Yeah.
so one thing. The last one.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I want to do it. I haven't done it. I want to inflict some pain, like you say.
What do you do? The bar? Yeah. Oh, wow.
I like going fishing here. When you're driving this way up his body. Now you guys can see from behind. I'm driving at that angle, at 45. I'm here, and then I'm taking my elbow, and I want to pretend like my elbow is the half hand. So I'm going to pretend like I have a half on him, tuck it in, and just run him forward.
We done this. So that was Tilt. Hope you guys likes. Subscribe, like the video, share the video. Yeah. Like my ending.